and how. So these are the things we'll be covering. Everything regarding DevOps engineering, and how can you get into a job? Like, what are the skills required for you to get into a DevOps job? All right. Okay. So now first, why DevOps engineer? Why should you choose the DevOps engineer role? So under that category, we're going to look into three topics: job opportunities, salary, and who's hiring. Okay. One more thing I wanted to tell before starting is that if you have any questions, any technical questions, you can surely ask me. I would be the right person to answer that. Any questions about the technologies, which will be covered in DevOps or something like that, you could ask me. And this session is a two-part session. One is me. I'll be covering about DevOps engineering, and I'll be talking about the tools and skills, the technical stuff. And once that is done, my colleague will be joining, who is a senior course advisor, and he'll be explaining more about the certifications, more about the career. Basically, if you're into a different role right now, how to shift your career into another role. So that part will be taken up by my colleague. Okay. All right. So now let's start. I hope I cleared. This is a two-part session. And once I've completed explaining everything I want to explain, and then let's have a Q&A for 5 minutes. I'll be reading out and answering all your questions. Okay. So now coming to job opportunities. So these are just the facts I took from two different sites. You can see Indeed.com and Glassdoor. And so to the left, you can see it's India and US. In India, there were 2,600 plus positions, and in US, there were 21,000 plus positions. And all right, okay. So same thing coming to the city. In California alone, there were 1,200 plus positions, and again in India, Bangalore, so it had 900 plus positions. These are just statistics I'm showing you that there is an abundance of jobs in the DevOps role. But again, if you have the right skills, you can get into a DevOps engineer role or a similar role. All right. And one more thing is the average salary, because everybody looks into the average salary whenever you're getting into a job, right? So first, yeah. So in India, it's around 80,000 to 1 lakh per month. Okay. And in US, it's $11,000. So this is the average salary. This is not the lowest. This is not the highest, because a DevOps engineer knows a lot of things, and obviously 80,000 is a pretty average salary even for a DevOps engineer, because most companies who ask for a DevOps engineer ask for experience, ask for multiple tools, ask for cloud computing, ask for programming. So there are so many things which you'll have to know as a DevOps engineer who will earn more than 1 lakh. All right. Okay. And yeah, so these are the average values, and I've seen in Indeed, I've seen in Glassdoor that the salary can go up to 30 to 40 lakhs for a very experienced DevOps engineer. So if you get into DevOps, you can, after gaining experience, you can earn a lot of money. So now talking about the salary, and so this also depends on the company you are getting into. If you're into a service-based company, then so basically maintaining your client's projects, maintaining your client's DevOps projects. In that case, the salary would be quite less. But if you're involved with a product development company where you're directly handling the stacks, the tech stacks, where you're directly handling the DevOps pipelines, in that case, the salary will be a little high. So if it is a product-based company, for example, Google or Microsoft or something related to that, then it'll be higher. If it is a service-based company, mainly, for example, Infosys or Wipro, companies I know. So these are the service-based companies I know. So if it is these companies, in that case, the salary will be a little less compared to the product-based company. Also, it will depend on the years of experience you have. If it is 0 to 5, it will be lesser than obviously 5 to 10 years or more than that. Okay, so now what are your potential skills and personal skills? Even that will basically decide your salary, because with certain skills you can get into a particular job. For example, Google or Microsoft or major companies might ask specific skills, might ask specific tools, and if you know them, and if you can apply to Google and Microsoft or any of the other major companies, in that case your salary will be really high. But again, if it is to a startup or to a medium level company, in that case obviously it will be a little less than the MNCs. All right. So now who is hiring? Literally every single organization, because many companies are shifting to a DevOps culture from Agile, from Scrum or whatever they are following right now. Already there was a culture shift from waterfall to Agile, and now Agile to DevOps is the shift which is going on. So most companies are already have already implemented DevOps in many of their projects, and many companies are trying to move their complete process into DevOps. All right, so these are the yeah, so these are some of the companies which are hiring for DevOps engineers, and I can see some hands raised from Prakash. So if you have a question, you can please you can put it down in the question section so that I will be able to see it. Because yeah, otherwise I'll not be able to understand what is your query. All right, just put it in the question section. Once I complete this part, I'll be answering the questions. Okay, so what does a DevOps engineer do? Let's look at various job descriptions. So this will clear up the fact that the job description is completely different for every single company. So if you look at the emphasis in the right side, right, so you can see for an Oracle, for a DevOps engineer role in Oracle, they're asking you for Java web services and basically REST and SOAP APIs and the web services, and they're asking you to have skill in Linux operating system. They're asking you to know build tools like Gradle and Maven. They're asking you to know a version control tool like Git and Bitbucket, and a CI/CD tool like Jenkins, or other CI/CD tools. Also, they have mentioned that is other CI/CD tools are like Excel Deploy, or there is Azure Pipelines, there is AWS Code Pipeline. There are so many other CI/CD tools. Sorry, yeah, and also they're asking for database skills. So this is the emphasis of the DevOps engineer job description from Oracle. Okay, keep this in mind. Now coming to the next one, you can see even though it is DevOps engineer, there is a totally complete uh, a totally different job description provided here. Here they're asking more about configuration management tools like Ansible, and they're asking for Terraform for infrastructure as code. So some of the things which I'm saying might be technical. So just take a note of these tools, and in your own time you can just type it out, or you can just visit Intellipaat's DevOps page, DevOps course page, and there we would have listed all the DevOps services, and you can just copy and paste and learn about each DevOps tool, what it does. All right. Okay. So now they're asking for Jenkins, Docker, and in this case, they're asking for Python. Here they ask for Java. Here they're asking for Python, and they're asking for cloud automation software. So there is no specific ones, but for example, if you're working with AWS, there is something called CloudFormation. There is something called OpsWorks. These are cloud automation softwares. And then again, they're asking for AWS. So AWS is a big spectrum. There are a lot of tools. So you can know the core services in AWS. Again, if you want to know what are the core services in AWS, just check out our course page or check out our YouTube channel. There would be multiple tutorials. And then finally, they're asking some networking and DNS tools like Route 53, DY, and Big IP. All right. So this emphasis is totally different from the previous one. And finally, if you look into DevOps engineer role in Amazon, in this case, this is a much less experienced role. Here they're asking for 4 years of software development, 2 years of experience in scripting languages, 2 years of experience in Unix, 2 years of experience in SQL. So in this case, they have not mentioned any DevOps tools. So basically, they're saying that DevOps knowledge is required, but we don't mention any particular tools. It can be any tool. All right, but they've mentioned the programming language which you should know. So there is Java and C++. So you can know one or both. You should know a scripting language, Bash or Python, and then you can know operating system, Linux, any distribution. Basically, they're asking for experience in Linux. They're not asking for experience in one particular Linux distribution like Ubuntu or CentOS. So it can be any distribution. And finally, SQL. So yeah, so these are the things. So now you can see the job description is totally different for every single job role, and according to the skills you have, you will have to filter out job descriptions and apply to job roles which are relevant to your skill sets. and relevant to your what is that? Yeah, basically, what do you want for your career growth? All right. And so after looking at all this, I've clubbed together and put up certain points which will basically cover all the skills you would need as a DevOps engineer. All right. So one would be a high-level programming language. So it can be Java, can be C++, it can be C Sharp, it can be any high-level programming language. But again, you can learn one of them, and the programming language requirement will depend according to the company. So let's say if you're going to a company which deals with the .NET framework, in that case, C Sharp would be the right programming language to know. So the programming language totally depends on the company. So choose any programming language and be strong at it, Java or C++ or whatever language it is. One. So this is the first one. Second one is Linux operating system, because 90% of servers running on cloud environments run on Linux, rest run on Windows. Again, coming back to the old point, that is if you're going to a company which is essentially working on .NET framework, there is a really good chance that they use Windows to host their applications. So in that case, obviously you would need Windows knowledge, but in most of the other cases, in Amazon or Google, Microsoft, whatever company it is, so Microsoft might use Windows. Other major companies do use Linux rather than Windows. And yeah, so Linux operating system knowledge is very important. So Linux is important for cloud, Linux is important for DevOps. So most of the IT roles, Linux is important. So learning Linux is pretty basic, I would say. You can what is that? If you're from CSE or not even CSE, but if you have a laptop, just install dual boot your laptop with Ubuntu or any other distribution of Linux and start using it. It's pretty good. Okay, so this is the second point. Third point is DevOps tools. Obviously, there are so many DevOps tools. I will name few of them, but again, if you want to know all of the DevOps tools you want to learn, then you can go ahead and check the Intellipaat course page of DevOps, and you will get to know all the tools which are required. So some of the tools, let me name now. So for version control, you can know Git, you can know Bitbucket, and then for configuration management, Ansible, Chef, Puppet. For CI/CD, Jenkins, Azure pipelines, AWS code pipeline, and then for continuous testing, there is Selenium. There is what else is there? Yeah, so I pretty much know Selenium. That's it. And then for build tools, there is Maven, there is Gradle, there is Ant. Yeah, so for build tools, that is. And for continuous monitoring tools, there is Nagios, there is ELK Stack. So these are the different tools. And also, I forgot one part, that is the continuous deployment part. So in that case, you would need to know containerization tools and container orchestration tools like Docker, Kubernetes. So these are the tools which will be required for that. And one last thing, and in the tools, so there is Terraform and CloudFormation. So these are infrastructure as code tools. So this basically means you can create a complete cloud architecture with in one code file, and when you run the code file, it will automatically create the complete architecture. And then you can delete the stack, and then how many times you want, you can keep running the stack, and it will create what is that? Sorry, you can keep running the stack, and it will create the complete architecture again. All right, so these are the tools which you will have to be strong at. Not all of them, but a select tool in each category. And then cloud, AWS or Azure or GCP. Again, this depends on the company. One company might ask AWS, one might ask Azure, one might ask GCP. So take one cloud first and be an expert at it. Okay, and fourth, database. All right, so in database, basically learn SQL, learn the structured query language. That will be really helpful for any IT role. SQL and Linux are really helpful for any IT role. So even for DevOps, they're required. And finally, a scripting language, because as a DevOps engineer, as you are creating a DevOps pipeline, which is basically the task of creating a DevOps pipeline is to automate the software development lifecycle. So what is the better way to automate than using scripts? So you write a script, and you set up a cron job which will automatically trigger the script at one particular point every day. So let's say you want to update the systems every day at 5 p.m. Then you create a script and you create a cron job, and every day at 5 p.m. it will automatically run the script and update your systems. So as a DevOps engineer, you should know basic scripting. Or it can be Bash, it can be Python, it can be Perl, doesn't matter. So basic scripting is also required. So these are the skills for a DevOps engineer. And moving on. Okay, so now I'll just give you a brush up on the day-to-day responsibilities. One, so when you're getting into a company, they might already have a pipeline running. So the first thing would be to learn the pipeline, learn what are the features of the pipeline, learn what are the components of the pipeline, and making sure that the pipeline is running smoothly. All right. And second one would be there might be a new project where you are involved in creating a part of the pipeline or the complete pipeline. It depends on the company's size. If it's a really big company with multiple DevOps engineers, you will be given one part of the DevOps pipeline to create. All right. So that is one. Second, interaction with other teams. As a DevOps engineer, you will be working across multiple teams. You will be working with the development team. You will be working with the operations team, the security team, what else, the sales team even sometimes. So you'll be working with so many different teams. You'll understand and you'll gather pointers, and you should know what exactly is happening in the project so that you can implement certain things. So basically interaction and communication with other teams is required. Third, work on automation. Backlog. So once you know the pipeline is running smoothly, now you go back to your automation backlog. So the company's requirements would have listed certain certain points, certain topics. What else you say? Yeah, certain requirements which are basically for automating a certain task. So now you basically work on automating one by one. So you basically make the yeah. So as I told you, you write scripts for it, or you can use an automation tool for it. Doesn't matter, but you are involved in solving and making sure the automation backlog is what is that getting done, right? And then infrastructure management again. So this you'll work with the cloud team. Cloud team will be in charge of creating the architectures and maintaining the architectures, and you'll work with them to understand how the infrastructure is running, how it is, how to make it highly available, and how to connect it with your DevOps pipeline and make the communication between the CI/CD tools and the cloud infrastructure seamless. And fifth, dealing with legacy stuff. As I told you, when you get into a company, they might already have a DevOps pipeline set up, but again, the DevOps pipeline might be running on pretty slow or older servers. Again, you should deal with legacy stuff and try to make it better. And then training in self-development and documentation. So training in self-development is for every single job role, so I'm not going to talk more about it. Now coming to documentation, so as a DevOps engineer, you will be involved in so many projects, you'll be involved in so many different aspects of a project. So in this case, documenting every single part you're working on will really help you when, let's say you worked on a project, you documented something, and it's been 3 months now, and now there is an issue with a particular part in the pipeline. So if you have not documented it, you again have to look into the issue, and then again you'll have to troubleshoot it. But if you keep it documented, you'll exactly know what is available in that particular phase of the project, and then you can easily resolve it with the documented material. All right, so these are the day-to-day responsibilities. Okay, so that I've covered. Now, how to become a DevOps engineer? Again, this I've already covered, so I'm just going to ignore. So one is understanding of major DevOps tools. You should know multiple DevOps tools. Second, ability to automate DevOps. That is, you should know scripting. Third, familiar with programming languages, because you should understand how software development works. Only then you can create a pipeline for that. All right. Only then you can automate the software development life cycle. So you should know a programming language. Fourth, experience with cloud infrastructure. You should know AWS, Azure, or GCP. Fifth, testing skills. Yes, because this again comes under DevOps tools. Selenium is one of the DevOps tools, and also database. And passion and proactivity, that's fine. That again is for every job. Yeah, so I've covered this. All right, so now let's come to the roadmap. So first step for most of you would be to learn DevOps. Most of you would like to get into DevOps, but you don't know where to start, or you don't know what to start with, or something like that. All right. So now I would suggest you can check out Intellipaat blogs, and you can check out Intellipaat's YouTube channel. We have complete DevOps tutorials over there, which obviously do not include projects, but if you want a project, you can get into our Intellipaat site. But again, if you want to learn all basics of DevOps, then I would suggest you just go to our YouTube channel, type in DevOps tutorial, and there is a 10-hour video over there, and that would be the right place for you to start. All right. Okay. So this is one. Second is under DevOps engineer. If you want to get into DevOps, as I told you, you should know all that. Uh, you should know all of these skills. And one more, when you're getting into it, will also be a benefit if you have one or two certifications. For example, you could have a AWS solutions architect, or an AWS developer, or an AWS sysops admin certification, or an Azure certification, or a GCP certification. So any certification related to which shows your cloud skills, which shows your ability to code, which shows your ability to script, which shows your ability to, for example, there I think there is also a Docker certification. So basically, a certification will help. So learning would be the first step. Second would be getting some certifications. Third step would obviously be to find and look into relevant jobs in DevOps, and then applying for it and getting into it. All right, but again, this is not clear, so my colleague will be talking more about this. All right. Uh, yeah. So I think I've covered that. Now let's look into some questions, and then once I am done with the questions, then I'll pass on my session to my colleague, and he'll be handling it. Okay, so first, what are the prerequisites for joining? So this question is from Praveen. So Praveen, I guess you're asking what are the prerequisites to join an Intellipaat course, right? So in that case, there is no prerequisite because we start from the very basic. We teach you the programming language, we teach you database skills, we teach you DevOps, we teach you cloud, we teach you everything related to it, right? So there is no prerequisite. We teach everything you need to. Uh, but if you're going to do it on your own, in that case, again, there is no prerequisite, but you'll have to learn it on your own and have the same skills. And from Narasimha asking, okay, am I working in emphasis? No, I'm not. Uh, I'm the content manager in Intellipaat, right? Okay, another question from Venkateshwar Rao. Any programming languages mandated? Okay, so yes, as I told you, Java. I would suggest you Java or Python. And if you don't like Java or Python, if you're into .NET framework, then C Sharp. So these three languages are pretty common. Uh, and if you don't want to learn any of this, if you already have experience in C++, that will also work. Okay, next question from Rajesh. What is the difference between AWS and DevOps? Okay, the first difference is AWS is a cloud provider. DevOps is a methodology. So DevOps is not even a technology or a single tool. DevOps is a methodology. DevOps is a set of principles which you can implement in the software development lifecycle to create an automated pipeline. All right. But AWS is a cloud infrastructure. AWS is cloud provider who provides the infrastructure needs. That is, you can create servers, you can create database engines, you can create a data warehouse, you can create a platform where you can host websites. So the main difference is AWS is a cloud provider and DevOps is a methodology which uses AWS for its purpose. But again, they are not related at all because AWS, as I told you, cloud provider. DevOps is a methodology which involves automating the software development lifecycle. Next question from Rajkumar. Hi, I'm a mobile application developer. Will it be helpful for my career? Absolutely. So You can be any developer. If you're getting into DevOps, if you have if you have development knowledge, in that case, you can easily get into DevOps because you already experienced you already worked with the software development lifecycle, and it will be pretty easy for you to begin with DevOps. And yes, I would suggest it will be an amazing addition for you, Rajkumar. Uh, Next question from Venkatesh. Do we require to learn Azure, AWS, and GCP? Do we have a job guarantee from Intellipaat? Do we? Okay, so Azure or AWS or GCP, you don't have to learn every single cloud provider. One cloud provider is more than enough. And the second question, do we have a job guarantee from Intellipaat? So I'm not the right person to answer this because I'm not the course advisor here. So my colleague will join now. He'll be answering this question that do you have a job guarantee or anything related to that. All right. So please wait and my colleague will join shortly. Next question from Preeti. Which Intellipaat course we need to take for DevOps? Okay, again, this will be covered by my colleague. I'm not the right person for this. I'm more of a technical person. Okay, from Kavita, can we set up private DevOps or on public cloud only? You can set up private DevOps. You can do it on your on-premise setup. You can install the required software in your on-premise setup, or you can install your install the DevOps tools in the in a private cloud. So it doesn't matter private or public, it can be any, because obviously testing environments are private and production environments are public. So in that case, obviously you can totally set up a complete DevOps pipeline privately. Okay, so I'll answer the last three questions and then I'll basically give the session to my colleague. Okay, next question is from Hardik. Can I be a DevOps engineer if I don't know any programming language? No, you cannot. So let me be very straight here, because a DevOps engineer should know programming language because it completely involves the software development lifecycle. All right. Okay, so I've answered that. Next is ML ops and DevOps the same. So it's pretty similar, but DevOps does not involve a particular domain, that is machine learning. It basically is everything. It involves every single application. ML ops is more of creating. I'm not sure about it, but DevOps is not the same, but they're quite different. Okay, the last question. After DevOps, is there any technology like Cloud Ops? I heard this from my friend. After DevOps, I think it's DevSecOps, that is development plus security plus operations. You also include security phase while you're automating the software development lifecycle. So that is the one. All right. Okay, guys, I think I've covered my part. The career-related questions, all the questions you have about the training will all be answered shortly by my colleague. All right. So just please wait here. So thank you so much. I'm passing on my session to my colleague. So please wait for a few minutes. He'll be starting right now. Just give me a second, guys. Just give me a second, guys. There is some network issues in my colleague's system. Until then, I'll just keep answering some of the questions here. This course includes DevSecOps. We teach you cloud security, so that includes the sec part of DevSecOps. From Narasimha. And from Samadhan, I am working as an application support engineer. Is it okay to enroll DevOps? Absolutely. Again, this will be covered by my colleague. Because as I told you, I'm more of a technical person and I'm not the right person to answer questions related to career development, questions related to guidance, basically shifting from a career role to another one. But yes, the answer to your question is yes. But again, please wait until my colleague joins. What else? Questions there? Okay, from Prakash, there are multiple questions from you. I'll just read them one by one. Just give me 1 second. First one you asked is difference and similarity between Azure admin versus Azure DevOps engineer. Is there a difference in salary? Why, which background people should go for Azure admin, architect, or Azure DevOps? This is a quite long answer. One second. All right. Okay. First, Azure admin versus Azure architect, right? Difference between, yeah. So first, Azure admin architect versus Azure DevOps engineer. So admin is more of an administrative role in cloud. That is, you basically monitor the entire cloud infrastructure and make sure nothing goes wrong. Azure DevOps engineer is more of a DevOps engineer who uses Azure tools, Azure services to create the DevOps pipeline. And then which background people should go for admin architect? Sorry, Azure admin and Azure DevOps. So if you don't want to involve yourself in programming and you just want to be an administrator for the cloud, then go to Azure admin. If you are into development, if you want to work with the software development team, then go into Azure DevOps. Is there any difference in salary? That I'm not sure. That you'll have to look into the job. You'll have to apply for multiple jobs and understand. Is data science related to DevOps relevant with DevOps? They don't go together that well. But if you are into data science, obviously you create data science models, which will be applied, which will be connected to application, and that application is obviously going to be created or deployed somewhere. And in that case, you would need DevOps. So in that case, yes, differentiate between DevOps versus ML or AI ops. All right, so I'm not pretty sure about ML or AI ops, but again, one difference I would say is DevOps is connected with the software development lifecycle, but ML and AI ops involve in creating ML and AI models and also making sure that it is perfectly running in the operation system as well. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm not sure who is joining right now because of the network issue. Okay, so that was the last question. Okay, just give me just a second. I'll go and figure out who is joining. All right, so just 1 second. I'll connect my colleague here. Satish, I've made you the organizer. Shall I make you the presenter? Satish, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, yes.
Oh, sorry, just 1 second.
No issue.
Yes, you're audible now. All right, I'll just make you the organizer, and you can start.
All right. So can I continue? You're done with your
Yes.
session?
Yeah, I'm making the presenter, and you can share your screen and show the page, and you can start.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm done.
All right. All right. All right. Okay. Yeah, sure. Hello, all. I hope everyone is doing well and safe. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your valuable time on spending on this valuable webinar. And adding to it, I'd like to deliver my sincere thanks to the SME who offered his valuable thoughts and suggestions, and it was quite insightful. And I hope everyone would have loved it really. On for all the professionals who are willing to expand their professional horizons in the field of DevOps technology. So now, let me introduce myself. I'm Satish. I'm the senior course advisor, come senior mentor with Intellipaat, holding more than a decade and a year of experience in mentoring the professionals uh, as well as the persons or the people who are looking out for a career transition into DevOps technology.
You're taking a webinar, right? Just noted.
Yeah. So sorry for it. So I'm the senior mentor over here. So especially for the professionals who are willing to expand their professional horizons in DevOps or cloud. Okay. So I'm just here just to take 10 minutes to 15 minutes of your valuable time to guide the learners on the right learning path, or what are the possible solutions that Intellipaat can offer in order to be an exceptional professional or to achieve new milestones in the field of cloud and DevOps technology. So I request everyone to go to our site intellipaat.com. Once you go to our site, you can see a search bar over there. You can just type DevOps and click on enter. You can see a course called DevOps Certification Training. So you can just open this course, DevOps Certification Training. So this is the primary certification, or this is the primary level of training what I would recommend you for all the professionals who are willing to expand their professional horizons through DevOps in DevOps technology, or especially for people who are looking out for a complete career transition in the DevOps field. So this DevOps is one of the most prestigious program offered in collaboration with IBM and Future Skills, where Future Skills is one of the NASCOM company as well. And this program will be completely making you an expert in DevOps, commencing from the basics, and you will be mastering yourself in all the software development tools and approaches which is involved in the development and operations part of integral projects in the IT industry. And if you could see, this program covers especially some of the important tools. If you wanted me to code it, it's Git, Puppet, Jenkins, Maven, and Docker, Ansible, Nagios, and Kubernetes, etc. And trust me, guys, this is not a program where a SME or a trainer will be just putting a slide and they will be explaining you on the things. No, this is completely a practical program, guys, because the program completely lays on the practical aspects, will be focused on the practical aspects. Let me just take you through the program curriculum. You can see the curriculum tab. You can click on that. First module itself, you can see it's about infrastructure setup. So we will be helping you to run an EC2 walkthrough, AWS EC2 instance on your lab, and we'll be helping you in the installation of DevOps tools, primary DevOps tools on the cloud precisely. That's where you're going to work on the things practically. So, and our mentorship is completely 80 to 90%. It's a practical mentorship. Okay, and on top of it, you will also be seeing about the various topics or modules in DevOps. So once post the infrastructure setup is done, then we'll be start commencing our mentorship in terms of introduction part on what is DevOps, why DevOps, what is software development, what is software development life cycle, everything. Then we would be going ahead with the continuous testing. So the concept of continuous testing, you can just see the hands-on exercise for the topics that is going to be covered, and the hands-on exercises you're going to work. And similarly for integration part using Jenkins, you can see the conceptual topics that the SME is going to train you, and you can see the hands-on exercises. Similarly, guys, so it's not only for this program. Okay, for all our programs are completely focused on practical mentorship, because that is what is going to help you in the futuristic approach too. And for all the topics, you can see module 5, module 6 till module 12, you can see all the tools with the corresponding hands-on, relevant hands-on exercises required. And you can also see about all the close to 21 tools which is involved in the DevOps technology, which is going to be taught you and mentored you, right? Completely, this is one of the most meaty and practical program, guys, trust me, which will be completely moving you to a different league of DevOps, which will be completely setting up a proper track in terms of DevOps technology, which will help you to drive your career in the field of DevOps technology for the next 10 to 15 years, guys, right? And deep diving into the key features, you can see, all right, yeah, deep diving into the key features, you can see just this program is just a shorter duration, just a 40 hours of instructor-led interactive live practical training, where the program is delivered by the SMEs. Okay, world-class SMEs who are having minimum 15 to 18 years of experience in the corresponding industry as a DevOps manager or an architect or lead. Okay, technical expertise will be handling you on the things from the scratch, so that the mentorship whatever you're going to gain is completely optimum, guys. And on top of it, with key features of Intellipaat, the live session recordings, whatever you're attending, and the interactive session, what you're attending with the trainers, the recordings also will be added to your LMS within 12 to 24 hours of time. The session recordings are also lifetime accessible for you. On top of it, you will also be entitled to get 30 hours of high quality e-learning videos prepared by the tech architects or the SMEs of the corresponding technology, which is lifetime free accessible and lifetime free upgradable. And during the session hours, guys, any doubts, no issues, the trainers are there or the SMEs are there to resolve it as what our previous SME done it for you. And apart from the session hours, any doubt, nothing to worry, we have a 24/7 lifetime free support. Okay, and adding to it that we have an option to reach out to a support team through email, WhatsApp, and telephonic support. This is lifetime free support, guys. And the course materials are also lifetime free accessible, where the course materials will be there in your LMS for lifelong. And as I said before, the program's mentorship is completely focused on practical aspects. We are not restricting you only with reference to the hands-on exercises, what way you're going to work on the tools, and we also make you to work on the real-time industrial project, guys. You can see some of the most comprehensive project that you're going to work. For example, creating CI/CD pipeline to build and test a website, which holds an integral demand in terms of DevOps technology today, and how to deploying a Kubernetes application or using CI/CD pipelines, merging the Git branches, okay, which has a huge meaty prospect level roles for all the professionals who wants to be skilled in DevOps. Right, you can see multiple projects, guys, multiple. I'm not restricting you, just you will be working on 3 to 4 projects. The program is completely practical mentorship. We will be making your hands dirty enough in order to be an expertise in DevOps, right? And adding to it, yeah, I get a question. I have a question. Okay, so yeah, yes. Yeah, there is no any prerequisites. Are there any prerequisites required? Yes, there is no any prerequisites required. Anybody can take up this training course of DevOps, because at the end of the day, everything is going to be taught to you from the scratch and from the practical learnings and from the practical perspective. And we give you the flexibility to choose your own trainers, where you can attend as many batches or as many classes as you want throughout your life. And on top of it, if you could see, basic knowledge of Linux or scripting is would be if that knowledge is there, it would be highly good enough. But even if you don't possess those sort of knowledge, no issues. On when we are training you on DevOps, first we'll be giving you a complete basic understanding on Linux important scripting concepts. Then only we'll be making you to work on DevOps, or we'll be deep diving into the concepts of DevOps. So trust me, guys, completely it's an experiential and conceptual learning for all the professionals who wants to expand their professional horizons in the field of DevOps technology, right? Okay. And once again, I'm just please don't think that I'm reiterating, okay, because trust me, guys, DevOps is expected to grow 6 times higher than by the year 2022, according to Gartner. Because any project you take, irrespective whether it is a manufacturing or product or a service or e-commerce or supply chain or healthcare or retail, okay, or media or entertainment, irrespective of whatever the industry projects you take, you require a DevOps engineer, or you require a DevOps expert over there to guide the projects in an optimistic manner for the end users results in terms of business outcome. So that is why DevOps is one of the evergreen domain, and it's one of the hottest technology today for any professionals who wants to lay a very strong career path in the IT technologies precisely. All right, guys. And adding to it, if you could see, as I said it before, now you can also see over the salary trends over here, what is being offered for DevOps. Okay, so DevOps engineer, senior cloud engineer, cloud and DevOps architect, career services, right? So we don't only restrict ourselves in terms of providing you the optimum mentorship. Okay, and on top of it, we also help you with the job assistance, guys. Upon completion of the program, there'll be an assessment which you have to take it in your LMS. You can take up that assessment, and if you score 60% of the marks in your LMS assessment, you can unlock your certificate from Intellipaat. Okay, as a DevOps engineer, and this is a sample certificate which you are entitled to get upon completion of the program. So, and you'll be getting a certification, completion certificate, that because this is a program which has been aligned to the competency standards of by NASSCOM in collaboration with the industry and approved by the government as well. So this is one of the most globally and recognized and authentic DevOps certification that has been offered in collaboration with IBM and Future Skills, which is a NASSCOM organization, guys. Right? Okay. So now the other important information is this is a program. Okay, if someone wants to lay or commence their career in the field of DevOps, but okay, we would also recommend you for any professionals, okay, who are willing to expand their horizons. Okay, if they are looking out for a very high level meaty role, for example, let's take a scenario. If you're earning 50,000 per month, okay, and if you're looking out for a good transition into the IT career, DevOps would be the best option, where you can end up in getting 20 or 25%. But on the other note, if you are expecting minimum 45 or minimum 50 or 57% hike, only the knowledge of DevOps will not be helpful for you to reach your career goals. You should have also have a knowledge on the cloud. Okay, on the technology of cloud. That is where we also offer a solution which is called as the, okay, which is called as the Cloud Architect Certification Masters, which is incorporated with DevOps. Further, you can just go to the home page. You can see the third course from the left hand side, which is called as the Cloud Architect Certification Masters program. Okay, so I'm just opening that. I'm just opening that. Yes, right. I'm just opening that. Yes, this is the Cloud Architect Certification Masters program. I hope everyone can able to see my screen. And trust me, guys, this is the program which would be helpful for you to be completely an expert. And if you want to lay your career in architect roles in the next 5 to 6 years of approach, in your practical approach or in your practical IT career, right? So because this program will be completely helping you to gain your proficiency in cloud and DevOps technology, and you will be working on the real world projects which involves AWS, Azure, DevOps, Python, Java, Splunk, Linux, and more. So more additive skill sets you possess, more the knowledge and the lucrative professional you are going to be in the market. So highly demanding skill set professionals you're going to be. Okay, so more the skill sets you possess, more the package is going to be. Simple logic, guys. So, and if you can see, this program is ranked as India's #1 program in with reference to the placement statistics, with reference to the co-curative program curriculum, and with reference to the students and the professionals attraction today, right? And as I said before, this is one of the most prestigious and comprehensive program offered in collaboration with IBM and Microsoft. Completely, it's going to be globally industry recognized, where you'll be recognized by IBM and Microsoft as a cloud and DevOps architect as well, right? And this program totally comprises of 11 topics with 26 plus projects and 147 hours of intense experiential learning, which you're going to get as an outcome upon taking up this program, guys. So briefing you about the program curriculum. Okay, so this program totally comprises of 11 topics, guys. Okay, if you could see, it comprises of 11 topics. You'll also be learning about the technology of cloud, which is called as the AWS solution architect. Okay, and you will also be learning about Microsoft Azure cloud, and third, you'll be learning about DevOps, which I showed you previously. You'll be learning about how to deploy DevOps on these cloud platforms, and fourth, you'll be learning about Python, and fifth, you'll be learning about GCP, Google Cloud. And you can also see other e-learning topics such as Java, Splunk, Linux, Azure 303, Hadoop, and Agile as well, right? So this is one of the most comprehensive and lucrative program, guys. Please don't think the program is highly comprehensive. Would I be able to eligible to able to take it up? For sure, everyone can easily take this course, because the heart and soul of this program lies in the first 5 topics, first 5 live sessions, which is AWS, Azure, DevOps, Python, and Google Cloud. Balance Java, Splunk, Azure Solution Architect, Linux, Hadoop Admin, and Agile comes as a complementary for you guys, right? All right. So, and as I said before, this program is what is it, 2x of whatever the things in terms of the projects and the hands-ons that you're going to get. Okay, and in DevOps, you're going to work on 7 to 8 projects. In this program, you will be working on 26 plus projects, guys. Trust me, you're going to work on 26 plus real-time projects, which is completely going to be suffice your career goals in terms of your practical approach and in making your hands dirty in terms of your expertise knowledge that you're going to possess. The highlighting thing of for this program is this program covers all the level of projects commencing from beginner level, and adding to it you can see the intermediate level projects, and adding to it you can also you'll be also be exposed to work on advanced level projects, molding your profile in order to be an authentic professional in the field of cloud and DevOps, aiming or targeting only meaty roles in the market. All right, and in this program also you can see about the skill sets that you're going to possess precisely. You can see about tools to master. You can see about 20 plus tools, or sorry, 20 to 30 tools that you will be mastering in. And you can also see about skills to master. You can also see about the various skills that you will be entitled to, you'll be mastering in on taking up this program, guys. And this is one of the most prestigious and comprehensive program offered in collaboration with IBM and Microsoft. And you'll be certified by IBM as a cloud and DevOps professional, precisely directly, and you'll also be certified by Microsoft through a course completion certificate as a cloud and DevOps professional. And trust me, guys, okay, if your goal is in order to take up the certifications, not a problem. This program is compatible to crack all the external certifications pertaining to cloud and DevOps. So if anyone is looking out or targeting a cloud architect kind of role in the upcoming one financial year down the line, this is the right program for them, whoever is looking out in order to see themselves in a decision making roles. And you can also see the various testimonials, guys. So this program, out of 100%, 73% of the professionals who possess this or who take up this program are completely career transitioners, okay, from a different background, especially from administration, development background, and people from non-IT prefer this program, as cloud and DevOps is one of the hottest technology today as well. All right, okay, and as I said before, you can see on taking you through the key features. Let me just take you through the key features in an outline manner. All right, okay, so this program comprises of 147 hours of instructor-led online training, same as a flexible schedule. You have the flexibility to attend as many batches or as many classes as you want throughout your life. And on top of it, the batches will be on the weekend or on weekday, whichever batch you are comfortable with. You can go ahead with those batch. The recordings of those live sessions will also be added to your LMS, and we give you the flexibility to attend as many batches as you want throughout your life. And we give you the course materials prepared by the SMEs of 208 hours. And trust me, guys, you're going to immensely work on 246 hours of project works and exercises, which lucratively involves 20 plus case studies, 26 plus real-time projects, and one industrial capstone project from IBM at the end of the program, which is going to completely suffice your requirement in order to be an authentic professional in cloud and DevOps, guys. All right, okay. And other important information is, as concerned with the certification, the learners are entitled to get 13 certificates upon completion of the program. For all the each and every individual topic, 11 individual course completion certificates, and 12 certificates will be from IBM and 13 certificates will be from Microsoft. Right, okay. So, and so if anyone is looking out for a career transition completely into this field of cloud and DevOps, I would strongly recommend, okay, this program, as this program comes up with guaranteed interview calls, guys. Trust me, once again, I'm repeating it. This program comes up with guaranteed and assured interview calls. If you ask me what is the count, I would say it starts with minimum 2 to 3 interview calls, guys. Okay, so this program comes up with assured or guaranteed interview calls, and you can also see the learners, alumni, where our alumni are working. These are some of the good companies where our alumni have got placed upon our intense and lucrative award-winning job assistance services, as well as the career mentorship sessions what we offer. All right, and we also help you in terms of resume preparation, LinkedIn profile preparation, mock interview preparation, and one-on-one career mentoring sessions as well, in terms of designing your career in the field of cloud and DevOps technology, guys. Fine, guys. So, and fine, guys. So this is, and we also have a peer learning in this, where you can have a group discussion with your fellow batchmates, which is an added feather on your cap, where you can have a group virtually, and you can work on the group projects, assignments, and everything, making your learning more and more immersive with a global exposure, precisely. Fine, okay. So this is all the options which I wanted to show it to you guys. And before telling you, any questions, guys? Any questions? You can please feel free to ask me the questions, guys. Any questions, guys? All right, guys. Okay, fine. I don't think so. Everyone would be very clear. And for all the people considering the month end offer, for anyone who's looking out to learn DevOps, to avail DevOps, or interested in the field of DevOps online training, right? The program fee comes to 22,743 plus taxes, which comes to 26,008. Yes, and I have 3 coupons, each worth 30% discount, valid till 29th July midnight 11:30 p.m. I have 3 coupons worth 30% off or 30% discount for any professionals in this webinar who wants to learn DevOps, or if someone is more interested to learn cloud architect online training. The program fee is INR 56,943 plus taxes, now 67,193, and I have 3 coupons, each worth 50% discount, right? And which is valid till same 29th July midnight 11:30 p.m. right? So, and any assistance, please reach out to me at Satish. You can call me on this number, and my WhatsApp is 8047186734, and my email is satish@intellipaat.com. So I am also posting the info to everyone over here. Okay, you can reach me anytime, guys. Or if you need any assistance in terms of the right certifications that you wanted to choose it, or if you're looking out for right career path that you wanted to choose, or if you're highly confused on what would be the right technology that would be fitting your career goals, or if you're looking out for some good options for a change or from a kind of transition from a non-IT to IT segment, for any sort of queries, counseling, or any sort of assistance, guys, can always reach out to me on the mentioned contact number, and I'll be always available to serve you guys. Right? Okay. Any doubts or any assistance, please don't hesitate to reach me anytime, guys. I'm always more glad to serve you also. Yeah. Fine, guys. So thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. Is there any questions which I wanted to answer it? All right. So I hope, I guess everyone would be very clear. Okay. So thank you, guys. Thanks a lot for your valuable time. Thank you.